I'm sure you've heard by now that US President Joe Biden has signed a bill that would ban TikTok in the United States. What would that mean for your library marketing? We're going to dive into it in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Hursh. I run the blog, superlibrarymarketing.com. You can head over there and look for the Library Marketing Show tab to suggest a topic for a future episode of the show or nominate a library for kudos. And I'm going to say, I really would love to hear some kudos nominations. I've run out and I want some folks to write in and let me know if their library is doing great work in marketing, or perhaps you've seen another library doing something awesome and you want to recognize them. I want to get right into today's topic. It is the TikTok ban President Joe Biden signed in April, and that would force TikTok's parent company ByteDance to sell the app to a buyer in the United States within the next 9 months or face a nationwide ban. Now, a couple of things about this. The 9-month time frame could be a little squishy. There are a couple of factors. One is that President Biden could extend that to, I think, a year if he wanted to when we got to the 9 months, if ByteDance hadn't sold yet, but looked like there might be a potential buyer. Some other things to consider is that there could be many lawsuits. Many folks claim this is an unconstitutional bill, and I suspect that there will be some lawsuits. So keeping those things in mind, many libraries are promoting on TikTok, and as are a lot of creators. So you might be wondering, how is this going to impact us? First, a TikTok ban does not mean that TikTok will shut down. We will still have TikTok if it is downloaded on a phone. The TikTok ban would mean that the app would no longer be available in the App Store, and ByteDance would no longer be able to do updates to the app. So eventually, all apps break down if there's no updates to bugs and viruses and other things. I want you to spend the next 9 months thinking about whether it makes sense to spend a lot of energy on the app. I know a lot of libraries are having success on the app. My suspicion is that some of the app users will start to migrate to other apps where they can have video content like YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. It's not going to happen right now. It probably will start to happen the closer we get to that 9-month cutoff. I have always maintained that TikTok is great for brand awareness. It doesn't have a geolocation capability. So a lot of the folks who follow you and like your videos on TikTok are not people who are going to be able to use your library services. And I just think it's not the best use of one's time or energy to market to people who can't use our services. One last thing to note is that ByteDance says it has no intention of selling TikTok. So I do think there is going to be a lot more discussion about this in the coming 9 months to a year, and it's a good time now to figure out what you're going to do as a library and whether you're going to migrate to those other channels. The bottom line, my advice would be yes, it's a good idea to move your strategy more onto Instagram Reels, Facebook Stories, or YouTube Shorts and start building your audience and your authenticity on those platforms. So I'm curious if you've talked about this ban at your library. What has been the reaction from your staffers? And what are you thinking about the future of TikTok in your library? Let's get a conversation started down in the comments. It's time for kudos, and our kudos today goes to a library that gets mentioned an awful lot by people. When I ask them, what's a library that's doing great work in marketing? Many people mention Milwaukee Public Library, and I'm giving them kudos today because they have been nominated for a Peabody Award for their use of social media, in particular, their use of short-form video content on TikTok and Instagram Reels. So I want to give them congratulations. They're nominated in the interactive and immersive category for storytelling achievement through new media forms. Whether they win will be announced actually later this week on May 9th. Kudos, Milwaukee Public Library. That is a huge achievement. That's it for today's episode of the Library Marketing Show, but my channel is full of other tips for library marketing. If you want to learn more, head to this next video. I'll see you there.